Hi landlords, I thought I'd just give you a quick update on the eviction process and the length of notice you need to give tenants if you wish to get your property back. So just as a brief history, you used to be able to serve notice and give your tenants 2 months notice. In March of this year that was moved to 3 months because of the corona crisis, and we've been awaiting for the court system to open for all those eviction notices, Section 21, Section 8 notices to go through. That was supposed to open last week, but the government's delayed it for a further 4 weeks. So there's 6 months worth of eviction notices out there which haven't been currently dealt with. So the court system is incredibly busy. Also, the government, as a big change, has said that they're going to move to a 6-month notice period. So if you want to get your property back, you have to give your tenant now 6 months notice of that fact. And if you want to go to court, that's a 6-month delay as well. I'm getting approached by tons of landlords at the moment who are running into problems with the tenants because their financial circumstances have changed. Lots of tenants are going from paid employment onto benefits because of the corona crisis, and because the landlord and the tenant don't really understand the universal credit system, they accrue in arrears and they don't really understand how to manage it and get direct payment to get on top of those arrears. So at the moment, what I'd say is you do need to use professionals if possible. And I've got 3 really good tips for you to help you through these issues. The first top tip I've got is if you do run into problems with your tenant is to open up that communication channel with them. The key is to understand the tenant's circumstances, but also to have firm outcomes from any conversation you have. So if you do agree a payment plan, to agree the amount and the date for that to happen, but also to understand the circumstances which have caused that as well. The second piece of advice I'd give you, if you do need to evict your tenant, is to use a trained professional to do that now. Somebody with some legal experience. At the moment, we're using a legal representative because the law keeps literally changing all the time, just to make sure the paperwork we do present to the court system is absolutely watertight. And so there's no delays once we get into that system because, like I said, it's incredibly busy at the moment. The third thing I'd recommend as well is to make sure you don't scrimp on your vetting, to make sure you're absolutely spot on when you get new tenants into your property. I say this because you don't want to run into problems with your tenants because, again, you've got to wait 6 months to get them out if there is an issue. So what we personally check to make sure our tenants are correctly vetted is we look at 3 to 5 years of rental history just to make sure from landlords that they've paid the rent and they've kept the property in good condition. We do a credit check to make sure there's nothing out there we should be aware of. We look at the affordability of the property against the amount of money that tenant earns just to make sure they can afford it. We verify employment as well, just to make sure they're employed where they say they're employed for the amount and the contract they've given to you. And finally, what we do as well is we do a little search on Google, have a look on Facebook as well, just have a look at if there's anything we should be aware of concerning the tenant, just to make sure they're the right type of person you want to rent your property to. So if you do need any help in terms of universal credit, credit checking your tenant, or just any general advice, send me a Facebook message and we'll be able to help you straight away. Thank you.